I don't know what I liked better in this chapter, the giant nunchucks that Frankie created out of pillars of stone, or Nami proclaiming to Lola that she's a man. Yo ho ho, One Piece, chapter 454, the humming swords. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters and zombie generals and Princess Ghost Perona underlings of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, and I'm here to bring you another review on the awesome and adventure-filled, nightmarishly awesome tale that is One Piece. Now, our last chapter really wound up leaving us off at the end over there. We have Robin and Frankie, who at the moment look like they've evaded danger, only to wind up seeing what looks to be Brook, or it is Brook, falling from the sky and landing somewhere near them or below them or somewhere near that collapsed-ass bridge where they're at. So that's how things wound up leaving off, of course, and then on the other half of things with Nami and that crew, you know that they left off being chased by Lola, the boar pig thing that wants to kill Nami so she can have Absalom, old Abby, for herself. So that's where things left off. Things wind up actually picking up right at that point where Lola is chasing them, bearing down on them. Chopper tries to come in and hulk up and be like, "Bird," you know, and tries to protect her. And Lola, she is the girl on a mission. She is the big girl, and she is a big, happy, horny girl that wants to take out the competition, you know, because most of the time women can be pretty cool, but when it comes to competition and, you know, looking better than another girl or messing with another girl's man, girls can be pretty fierce, let's just put it that way, okay? But girl can be crazy, you know, and to take it from a man who's been married going on 14 years now, it can be a little bit tumultuous at times. So, definitely, I try not to cross my wife ever, if I can. So, anyways, so she's chasing, bearing down him. She just goes and knocks Chopper and Usopp way the fuck out of there, man. Home run hit, knocks him away. Bearing down on Nami. Nami's like just a nut hair away from losing her life, right? Nami's like, "No, wait, no, I'm a man. I'm actually a man." And everybody's like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, my name is Nami Uzu." And I'm just a cross-dresser and this and that, you know. And don't worry, I think that first of all, I wouldn't want to be with Absalom anyway, you know, because I'm a man. And second of all, I think it's really cute, and I think you two would be perfect together, right? So Lola just stops in her tracks, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she totally reminds me again of Miss Piggy from the Muppets, you know, just so infatuated, right? So she's so infatuated with Absalom that she goes and she buys this bullshit that Nami is spinning, right? This tale, and she's like, so next thing you know, they're sitting down at a table over a cup of tea, you know, and she's talking to her about, and she's like, "Oh my god, nobody's ever encouraged my love, my infatuation, my this, my that." And so Nami's sitting down talking with her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, and if you ever want him to get his thumbprint or whatever, he's not going to be conscious for it. You got to do it when he's asleep." And she's like, "Is that even okay? Is that human to do, like humane?" And she's like, "You're a zombie and you're a pig. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You do whatever you got to do, girl. And if he's not unconscious, just knock his ass out and then take his fingerprint, you know?" So she's putting all these ideas in her head, right, while Absalom's going and trying to catch up to her and everything, which I thought was great. And just, again, just the whole interaction between these two. So then Nami, right, and that's why I like Nami. I really like Nami as a character because she's so just devious but smart. And so anyway, so she goes and she says, "You know, and I left something in the treasure room, but I can't remember how to get there. Could you tell me where that is?" And she's like, "Oh, of course, that's by Mistress Perona's room, blah, blah, blah." Nami gets these big old, you know, her eyes turn into freaking dollar signs and shit. And it's so funny because, and then you got Usopp and Chopper sitting there, and Chopper's like, "Wow, so she was really a man the whole time. I can't believe this." Chopper buys everything, right? Chopper is the ultimate and gullible. He's just sitting there and he's like, "Oh man, so that's why she acts so much like, I got it now. That's why she acts very mannish." So anyway, they go on their merry way, and as Absalom goes and shows up, he's like, "Oh, go get her, girl, go get her." So Lola's like, "Oh, Abby," that's what she's going for. So they go to take off and disappear. Absalom, when he winds up eventually getting through her, around her, avoiding her, whatever he winds up having to do, he winds up getting over and actually getting to the point where he goes and is looking for them, right? And he gets by Mistress Perona's room. Perona was actually on their ship looking for treasure, you know, on the Thousand Sunny and Brook ship. They found hardly anything, wind up taking the food that's there, but then they wind up getting Hilden, the flying bat thing, calls them back because they say about how they captured Straw Hat Luffy, and the 900 zombie, I'm assuming, or whatever, is going to be, you know, released or born or whatever pretty soon. So then, as we're taken back to Absalom, who's hiding over there, or who's hiding from Lola, but trying to look, and he's like, there's nowhere else they could have gone. Mistress Perona shows up, and her little underling, this kind of weird sort of, this looks like this big goofy stuffed animal, Nami, I don't want to say Robin, I'm confusing hot chicks. Nami and Chopper and Usopp actually went inside this thing without it knowing and zipped themselves up in this giant stuffed animal thing. And this thing's trying to talk to Mistress Perona, maybe to tell him, I don't know. She's telling him to be quiet, to just shut up because that's her underling, you know. Very funny first half of the chapter. The second half of the chapter was great too because you had all kinds of crazy action in here. You wind up having, they think that they know obviously that it's Brook that landed below them and is in the ground, but all of a sudden the spider monkey, Terralin, is back on him, right? And he's on him and he's going to go and shoot his webs and everything else. Frankie says, listen, I gotta go take care of something real quick over here with these pillars. Try to hold him off for a second. So Robin goes and takes and realizes that his web shooter thing is on one of his hands, the spider monkey. So she goes and jacks him up with a bunch of slaps to the eye, and the dude goes and and stickifies and webs his own frickin' eye in his face. So he's all, you know, like a moron like trying to hump a doorknob. And then Frankie goes and comes out, and he has these heavy steel nunchucks that he wound up going and smashing into 2 huge pillars. And he's like, these big beasts require some big weapons. He starts spinning these nunchucks around and bam, 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 knocking this motherfucker left and right. Goes and thinks he's got him knocked out and down for the count, because then this thing goes and hits the sticky web up on the nunchucks and everything, and boom, he weapons left, bam, he nails him, right? Dude looks like he's laid out, you know, Terralin or whatever, Terralin, the spider zombie general, whatever. And then he goes and turns, and there's a bunch of these little spider mice. They look like mice, but they're spiders that done captured Robin. Robin's looking beautiful as usual, and she's like, I'm sorry, they snuck up on me. We find out, too, that's how Luffy and Sanji and Zoro went. These things just came and just picked them up and basically got them silently away. They attack in your blind spot when you're not looking. That's the whole point of them, right? So now things are looking bad. Frankie's not looking good because now he turns around to look at Robin and he gets blindsided by the spider, by Terralin, right? And you're thinking, oh man, all hope is lost. But the name of the chapter was The Humming Swordsman. I'm thinking, what's Humming Swordsman? What are you talking about, right? Is it this other dude that we saw, the samurai guy, Ryuga? No, Brook! Brook is some kind of freaking humming swordsman. Dude starts to yo ho ho ho, and he appears, and he winds up going and doing that move. Here, hold on a second. That move that Ryuga did, that notch there, that 3-step notch slash, 3-pace hum notch slash, very similar to the other thing or whatever. He's got a freaking cane, right? Dude looks like a street performer or something. Dude's got himself this cane that he goes and opens up and is actually a sword, right? And just 3-step pace, notch, slash, and just goes and puts right through. And you got blood spurting out of Terralin's head over there. And I'm thinking, God damn, it feels good. Look at that. And then, bam, that's the end of the chapter over there, man. But I love this whole thing, you know, because he goes and he looks at, time to ship out Bink's brew. Sea wind blows to where? Who knows? The waves will be our guide. Over across the ocean's tide, the sunset is boiling wild. See the sky, birds singing in circles passing by. So he's like this humming swordsman. So he's got this little sword, this little tune that this little tune that he's humming over here. I just thought it was awesome, man, how that chapter ended off. So my chapter question for you, brothers and sisters, is it's going to be a would you rather or who do you. And out of the 2 female Straw Hats, Robin and Nami, who have distinctly different roles in this particular chapter as well as this arc, I'd like to know who is your favorite? Who do you like more? And why? Support the answer, not just, well, Robin, you know, I mean, you can say Robin because she's got bigger tits or whatever if you want, but try to give me a legit answer, you know, and again, I mean, I haven't read all the way up to where things are, everybody knows that, but I've seen a good portion of them coming up on 500 chapters now in the next month or 2. So the point being is that out of Robin and Nami, out of the 2 female Straw Hats, which is your favorite and why? Leave an answer to that question in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you have not done so already. We look forward to catching all of you in the next one, Nation. I'd like to thank you for watching and encourage you to check out my other channels and follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well.